capabilities of recording a physical copy. You know, I believe I actually still have the game. It's just at my grandparents' with my N64. So, you know, what are you gonna do? We'll just get started. I mean, it's a good game all the way through too. I think this is one of the few games, especially in the platforming genre, where the levels are good the entire time. You know, there's some that might be a little, you know, less friendly than others, but honestly, every game or every level in this game is super simple. It's to the point. It's just good all around. I can immediately say that's not true for Tui. I can most certainly say that's not true for Mario 64. Same. Super Mario Sunshine. It's tough because there's levels that I feel like are obviously not as good, but people like, I like, that make it a little bit tougher to decide whether they're all good or not. I'm not going to narrate this. I think anyone who'd be watching knows at this point they know the plot of the game. Gruntilda, the witch, is incredibly vain and thinks she's the most beautiful person in the world. When she asks her cauldron, who tells no lies, he says that Tootie is the fairest, kindest, most beautiful girl in the world. And so Gruntilda goes off on a quest to kidnap Tootie, to steal her beauty for herself. It's actually, you know, I mean, it's basic in a way. It's a damsel in distress story, but I don't know. The idea of actually stealing their beauty, you know, it's not like old Grimm fairy tale witches where it's just to kill or incapacitate the fair maiden. And then, of course, you have the dynamic duo that everyone knows and loves, Banjo and Kazooie. Somewhat recently put in Smash Bros. Huge deal. Something people have been begging for years, but just never happened. And Smash Ultimate just happens to be the greatest game of all time. In Smash? Is that what you thought, Tyler? How could you be so rude? That or just not getting what you're saying. Could very easily be either. You're, okay, was a Smash joke. Your first console was the Wii, right? I mean, let's see. So this game came out before you were born, which is kind of crazy to think about. I think, did it? I think Tui came out the year after. I'm actually gonna look it up. Okay, June 29th, 1998. So, you know, not quite, but we're close, unless I have my years wrong. So it's kind of interesting to think how old this game is compared. I mean, I was 2 years old when it came out, so there's no way I could have really comprehended and played it around release or anything like that. But it is nostalgic for me. My parents had an N64. And by Banjo Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day. These are all games. I mean, they're all rare games, and they're all nostalgic to me. rented Mario 64 occasionally, but honestly, as much of a hard, diehard Nintendo fan I mean, at the time this was Nintendo, but as much of a diehard Nintendo fan I am, Mario 64 is a game I've never actually played to completion. Maybe that's something I could stream. I mean, it would be kind of a good chance. What was that? Oh, God. Press A to learn my moves or B to start. We're just going to start. Learning the moves just slows it down. We're still going to go use all the moves. Luigi XD 143. Thanks for joining, sir. No, not first time playing. Not first time playing. I wish I could say I could experience that all again. I am certainly no speedrunner and not an expert on the game. But for the most part, with the exception of a couple of honeycombs, I know where most things are. You know, there might be a jiggy or two that'll throw me for a loop. Nothing too bad, though. I'm going to try to remember. I think this is pretty straightforward, collecting all the honeycomb pieces. You collect however many, I think 6, and you get your life bar increased. But Luigi, I streamed probably 5 years ago. I was starting to stream consistently. I had gotten up to 100, 200 followers. Right? I think it's like 200, or is it just 100? I honestly don't remember. And then I kind of just dropped off the face of the earth. I stopped streaming as much, so I've been trying to stream every day. And this is only day 3, but... Oh, right. You know, what can you do other than start? It's something I enjoy doing. I've got a YouTube channel. Just kind of an average guy, but I like doing things like this, so I figure I might as well. All right. This whole first area, honestly, the level design of Spiral Mountain is fantastic. You know, whether you choose to use the moves, like in the beginning, we chose to not learn the moves from bottles, and yet still, to collect everything, you have to go make use of every move. It's actually fantastic game design. Top 10 Cuphead bosses is not average, but I'm not gonna say it's lucky, but it's I kind of hit a jackpot. I mean, I have one video that is approaching 3 million views. It's brought me to just recently over 7,000 subscribers. But, you know, hard but. Where's the other honey? Oh, it's on the tree. It's one of the trees. You know, my average video gets 30 views in 2 weeks, something like that. I've got a couple of, one of my videos, I think it's worst boss fights. It's called Egg Viper, and it goes over the Egg Viper boss from Sonic Adventure 1, how awful it is actually approaching 1,000 views on its own, which I'm pretty proud of. It's a little bit controversial. It's got a lot of dislikes. A lot of people disagree with me, but you know, everyone can have their own opinion. I can only have some slight assumptions that a lot of the dislikes are coming from these die-hard Sonic Adventure 1 fans who won't acknowledge that the game has not aged very well, despite being, you know, a gem when it was released on the Dreamcast back in 2001 or whatever. Alright, so we collected all the honeycombs. We've already extended our life. One thing this game does really well, I mean, I shouldn't say does really well. This is kind of a, not an iffy topic, but it's a topic that's up in the air on whether it makes a game better or worse. In this game, there's only 2 moments in the entire game that I can think of where you have to backtrack out of a level. either because you don't have a move or there's something in the hub world. In this game, you go into a world and you can essentially 100% the world immediately, meaning the amount of time that you choose to spend on it can really help. I like that a lot. I mean, maybe I just like the more linear feeling of it. But a lot of platforming games, we'll use Yooka-Laylee as an example, you know, made by the same team, you get into world, we'll say world 4, and by the time you're in world, by the time you're in world 7, you finally unlock a move that will allow you to go back to world 4 to unlock whatever collectible that you couldn't reach before. There is a lot of that in today's platformers, and I think it's with good reason, because the alternative is to, oh, I can't do that yet, can I? The alternative method of going about that is to let your players go into your world, we'll say Mumbo Mountain, and after they're done, never see it again. So forcing players to backtrack allows for more appreciation of every level, especially if you unlock whole new sections of the level that weren't available before. But usually what happens is there's a wall in your way and you need to have ability X to open the, you know, get past the wall. And it almost feels like more of a chore. It feels like a drag. You do that, you run back into the level just to collect that one thing that maybe you don't even like the level, maybe you felt like you spent enough time on it. I don't know. It's a hard choice. I'm not going to necessarily say that Banjo Kazooie is better because of the way it does it, but I don't know. It feels like it. Oh, also Luigi, it's not notifying me. Thank you for the follow, sir. It's I don't know why, but for some reason it hasn't been making sounds. It's really an easy way to add time to games. Yeah. And it's not my preferred way when it comes down to it. Okay. The camera, not super friendly in this wonderful, wonderful game. I've got directions. There is no in between. It's one or the other. It's kind of like how some people will defend a game from the 80s that was in an arcade and is obscenely difficult with no real reason for it. You know, games back then were made to eat your quarters. I mean, if everyone was beating your game first try for 25 cents, you'd never make your money back. So, you end up having to... trying to remember. There's a way... Oh, there it is. It's R. There's a way to, like, sharp turn. So you make the game obscenely difficult so that people have to spend a lot of money to beat it. These days, I mean, you know, we'll say an indie game full price goes $15 to $20. AAA games go $60, and they can have a ton of content. I just beat Celeste a couple of days ago. That's actually the script I'm working on for my next video currently. And Celeste was fantastic. You never have to go back. I mean, it's a 2D platformer, so it's quite a bit different. But you never have to go back. And the reasoning is that every world is kind of broken up into its own separate challenges. You know, it's not additive. It's never like you finally unlock this thing from World C. Now go do World B. I will watch the GDQ run. I'm excited. Honestly, it was... I'll probably watch a bunch of them. I did not do all the really difficult stuff. You can collect a cassette tape in each world, which unlocks the B-side, a harder version. Beat all the B-sides, you get the C-sides, which are shorter, even more difficult versions. Stupid monkey. Get out of here, chimpy! Oh, you gotta climb the tree, don't you? I didn't do any of that stuff. I will at least try it. Celeste is good, but I think for the sake of the video in just one go, I experienced what the game had to offer to a casual player who's not 100%ing every single game he plays. I used to call myself a completionist, someone who 100%ed games. That stemmed purely on the basis of Banjo Kazooie and Bastion, which is another one of my favorite games of all time. I've 100%ed both of those games numerous times. And achievement-wise, I've gotten 100% on a couple of things. Nothing crazy, though, to be honest. So I used to call myself, it's kind of, oh, I don't have the move yet. Is it, where do I get the move? You get it up on the hill, don't you? God damn it, I did this in the wrong order. It's kind of interesting. Banjo Kazooie developed a whole subgenre. I mean, on top of being one of the best 3D platformers, not only for its time, but at this point of all time, it developed for video games a concept of two characters, you know, teaming up and going together in 3D platformers. That's obviously not, it was not the first game to do stuff like that. I mean, you have stuff, even just notable ones like Toe Jam and Earl. I mean, a duo partner is definitely normal. But the way Banjo Kazooie implemented it is really cool. Am I just not hitting him enough? There we go. Stupid Klungo. Konga? Not Klungo. Klungo's the green guy, whatever his name is. Okay. We're already making progress. What's that? Jiggy 3 in Mumbo's Mountain? Nope. Okay, it's number 2. That's fine. We'll pretend we're making progress. Alright, let's go back. I might seem weird to have notes there and have me not collect them, but I want to do stuff in a certain order. No, we're gonna go this way. I want to get the Talon Shot, but I don't remember where you get it first. There's 100 notes in each level. Banjo Kazooie, the original release of it, that is, the N64 cartridge, was a little harsh. That is, if you want to complete the game, like 100% completion, you got to collect all of the notes. There's 100 notes in each level. In the N64 release of the game, if you die, you lose your progress on the notes completely, meaning I can collect 99 notes, all 10 jiggies, but if I die, I'm still gonna have to re-go around the entire level and collect the 100 notes again. In later releases of the game, they, Xbox 360 and so on, you don't have to do that. You end up actually saving your progress on notes in between, which, you know, it's nice. It's really not an issue. I mean, it's probably not because I know the game so well at this point, but it almost makes me sad that they took out that little bit of difficulty. I guess it's just kind of monotonous. It's a bad type of difficulty. They fixed this in Banjo Tooie by making it so notes come in bundles of 5 and 20. There's a bunch of 5 notes and a 20 note, so there's far fewer notes to collect. And then, let's see. I don't know if they did it in Rare Replay. I actually have never played Rare Replay. But I've been thinking for the stream, the idea of playing Banjo Kazooie came to me, and then that stemmed into a million other N64 games. I've never fully beaten Ocarina of Time. I've never fully beaten Conker's Bad Fur Day. I've never beaten Banjo Tooie. I've never beaten Mario 64. You could say I've beaten Donkey Kong 64, but it's a little bit of a stretch. So there's all of these great games that I really enjoyed from my childhood that I could go do. You know, I could just play them on stream, and it would be a good time and be a good experience. I really like the idea of beating games from the past, but not really anything prior to N64. I like beating N64 games because they're so well known. A lot of them are 3D platformers, which is my favorite genre. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I just really like the idea of, I have a list of all the games I've beaten. Ooh, like I said, emulator. Please forgive any frame rate drops. This game, let's be honest, didn't exactly have good frames on the N64. Banjo Kazooie will make that very apparent. Banjo Kazooie had terrible frame drops whole time. I don't remember if you... Is there something behind Mumbo's skull? No. Just make sure I don't soft lock the game. Mumbo's Mountain, this is another kind of thing about, I mean, I'm just kind of gushing about this game at this point. Another one of the things that kind of, I'm gonna safely say, and feel free to correct me, say that Banjo Kazooie started was that the first level in a... No, I shouldn't say it. I can't say it's a 3D platformer. I was gonna say, in a 3D platformer, the first level is always, it always has a lot of greenery. Usually it's very upbeat. Never like deep forest tropical, but, tropical, actually tropical might be a good word. The fact that that's there is mean. The honeycombs on this game are probably the only really well-hidden collectible. And by well-hidden, I mean developers actually trying to hide something from you. It's just the right amount. I don't think if everything was hidden like that, it probably would make the game less enjoyable. So don't get me wrong, I'm happy it's not. We're gonna collect the notes. We're gonna go stomp that panel before I forget. And then I think we have the termite cave, and we're done with Banjo Mountain already. I mean, we're flying through. We're doing pretty well here. Unless I'm missing a section. It feels like I'm missing one, but... We talk about Banjo in Smash. It's fantastic. The way they use everything, the fact that the Talon Trot is his dash, and it is actually much faster than him just running. All of his aerials are really good. The way they use the eggs, it's great. I am probably too obsessed with it. Okay, we gotta slam the panel, go out as a termite, because if you leave as a termite, that's how you get the one of the jiggies from the hub world. Maybe it would be safe to say this wouldn't be too much of a hot take. Banjo Kazooie started hub worlds in 3D games. Maybe? I don't know. I'm kind of just making stuff up at this point. Anything I say could be a bunch of garbage, but you know, that's kind of what I live for. There we go. The interactions with the hub world are pretty cool. Specifically in the sense that, you know, if I leave the level and go for that right now, you find out that you can't get it. You can, however, get it by becoming a termite, which is the transformation for this level. I should mention, you know, I'm 100% in the game. In terms of the game's stats, the game is gonna think that 100% completion is all jiggies, all notes, you know, all Jinjos. I will not be getting all Mumbo tokens because I don't even know where all of them are. Mumbo's the greatest character of all time. One thing I wouldn't mind doing is at some point playing Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, because I want to make a YouTube video on it, so I need footage for it anyways. But it's such a good game. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it's a little repetitive. Wait, where's the... I thought there was a skull in here. Is there really not? Do I have to go... I could have sworn there was a skull in there. Well, that's killing me a little bit. Inside. Okay. I think there's a skull in the termite thing. But I should just have 5 by now. You can technically do this without being a termite, but since I gotta get the thing in the hub world anyways. Plus, you know, show off some of the game. Wonderful sounds of Kazooie chirping, fluttering, whatever you want to say, as you talon trot around. Stand on skull and press B to see Mighty Mumbo magic. Mighty Mumbo number 5. Maybe this is the run where you win. If by that you mean the Mumbo tokens, hell no. There's a lot of them. They're just kind of in random places. There's more than you need for the game. The game does not keep track of them in any way, and you do not get anything for collecting all of them. The walking noise for the termite is uncomfortable. A little like click clacking. I don't know. It's kind of gross feeling. Hello, fellow youth. You pull a... God, I don't even remember what his name is for that meme. The guy who, is it... I want to say Steve Buscemi, but I know it's not Steve Buscemi. Hell, I don't know that. Maybe it's Steve Buscemi. No, it's not. I don't know. Sometimes going crazy is my, Oh, I love that it still hurts me. Going crazy is my personality type. Go on little tangents and rants until eventually... That's why being a streamer is dangerous for me. Someday I'm just gonna accidentally say something that I don't mean that's gonna be offensive, and it's gonna just cause a bunch of issues. Clip this moment. Someone clip this moment, and then someday if I have a controversy, play it back to me. I want it played on all TV screens. All right. Wait. Okay, that's 100% completion. It kind of made it sound like it was, but I thought we had only gotten 11. I guess you spend them. You actually spend jigs in this game. In some games, you just have to have a certain amount of the main collectible to proceed. In this game, you actually spend them, so that's why I'm short one. Okay, but that should be Mumbo's Mountain done for good. Never have to go back to it. All right. We'll get the magic off first, and we'll check our stats because I want to be 100% certain. Magic all gone. Must go back to Baron Bird now. I wonder who came up with Mumbo. I'm pretty sure it was actually confirmed that Mumbo, his vocals are like essentially just a dick joke. Oh, I can't pause the game. No idea why, but it must not be binded correctly. Bound, not binded. Bound correctly. The no door is healed by grunting her powerful musical spells. I never made that connection. That's really interesting. Kazooie there just said, what, like make it snappy jam jars, or then do it jam jars. You know, as an insult to Mr. Bottles here. But Jam Jars is the guy who teaches you all your moves in the second game. I've played through this game a million times, and I've never actually paid attention to him saying that. That's kind of amazing. I'm going to... I just wanted to also be clear. The normal stream schedule I'm going for is I'm starting streaming between 3 and 5, and I'm trying to stream for 2 to 4 hours. So I think we're only at 30 minutes so far, so we should actually be able to get a good chunk of the game. If we could do this in 2 sittings, like today and tomorrow, that would be awesome. Let's go ahead and talk to whatever her name is. Hello there, young ones. I'm Bruntilda, Gruntilda's nicer sister. I've crept down here to help you defeat the old hag. It's about time she was taught a lesson. I know all of Grunty's disgusting secrets, and I'll tell you 3 of them every time you find me. Remember them well, young ones, as they will help you avoid a fiery fate. Press B if you'd like to hear them. Grunty brushes her rotten teeth with moldy cheese-flavored toothpaste. I love that it's flavored. It's not even that bad. Welcome to the stream, young Jordans. And, you're not welcome to the stream, Mr. Half Sloth. I hate you. Please leave. And she gets her clothes from Saggy Maggie's boutique. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler for anyone who doesn't actually know about this game. These facts that she gives, I think, show she gives you 3 per location from a set pool of a large amount, and memorizing them actually helps you in the final game. It's it's actually really kind of mean, to be honest. She's hot. You know, I'm not for it, but if Bruntilda is your cup of tea, no, not waifu material. Why is my why does my chat have to consist of compliments on Bruntilda and gaping dragon daddy? You motherfuckers. Okay, let's see. I don't remember my way around this too well. I think there's a cauldron down here. Everyone's got a type, and mine's Evil Witch's sister. I mean, I guess if she's nice, right? Hot librarian vibes. You guys are terrible. I want to run up to her and be like, her skin is green. She's looking like Shrek. But you know, if maybe that is their type. She's also a fairy. That's kind of cool. It's got to come with some benefits. Actually, I guess I know it doesn't have any. I didn't want to say racism because I didn't want to put it in someone's mouth and take away the opportunity. So thank you for hitting me with the race card. I don't like green people. Sorry, homies. If you're green, get out. Alright, Treasure Trove Cove. Like I said, I think I have like a firm belief that every level in this game is good. This one, I have to rank it, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 7 though. It's bright and colorful, something I really like in levels, but it does not, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of like the linear style, and it's kind of a open world. Water bugged out there. This Nipper's Beach, you find nothing without Nipper's help. Helps then, crustacean brain. I'm curious, you know, we resort to violence immediately, or Nipper does at the very least. But what if we had just asked for his help? What would he have offered? What wise words of wisdom? And Nipper's dead. He's fucking dead. He goes back into his shell, but he's not in there anymore. You know, we killed him. We killed him. He says, hey, this is my beach. You're not gonna get anywhere without my help. So we kill him. You don't mess with Banjo and Kazooie. Oh, come on. Alright, first one for Jolly Roger's Lagoon Beach. I don't remember. There's a level in Banjo Tooie that I constantly get the name mixed up with this one. Speedruns of this game are kind of ruined for me. I don't know if you actually got censored there, Half Sloth, or if that was just putting asterisks. Speedruns of this game are kind of ruined for me because the optimal movement is to roll forward, jump out, and I think you flap your wings. And it's kind of irritating to hear the whole time, to be honest. I promise, tonight, after the stream, I will go in and turn off all the censors. They, you know, 5 years ago, they were a joke that I found funny. And I can safely say they are not very funny anymore. They kind of just cause problems. Mostly because Streamlabs auto moderator will like delete your last 15 messages and kind of ruin the chat. All right, we learn how to fly. Oh, and we don't. See, Mumbo's Mountain, I'm just trying to decide on like a strat here in terms of where to actually go. Most certainly not a Christian streamer. Good Christian boy. Go to church, get a job, housewife, beat my kids. You know. Maybe I'm getting a little too offensive here. Today at work, accidentally made a joke. All right, so I work in a retail store. I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want people to fucking kill me. And we look for thieves constantly. I mean, it's just a thing. We all wear headsets, and we keep our eyes out for thieves. If we see someone we suspect might be a thief, with absolute profiling. Not typically racial profiling, don't worry, but profiling, like, I don't know, how people are dressed and whatnot. Today, I made a bad joke because my manager was out there saying, there's a couple outside sitting in their car, looking a little sketchy. It's like, we'll just say there's a lady in a sweater and a guy in a red cap. And I, over the headset, am all like, oh, a red hat. That's a dead giveaway. And it's just a bad joke. Initially, I was thinking, A, that it's dumb that the reason that you think they look sketchy is because they're wearing a red hat. I know that's not what she actually thought. It was more of like an identifier. But B, that's what Donald Trump's hats look like. So I thought maybe this guy was wearing a Make America Great Again hat. And so when my manager said she didn't get what I was saying, like she knew I was joking, but she didn't understand the joke, I explained exactly what I just told you. Okay, this is not gonna be good. That it was a joke about Donald Trump voters. And, you know, I do feel bad, but she kind of looked like she was gonna cry and told me that she was a Donald Trump voter, and she started getting political and saying that, you know, she only had 2 choices. I don't care. You know, she is a good person. Regardless of who she's voted for, she's proven herself to be a pretty decent person. It's all just politics, and none of it really matters. But that was my insensitive moment of the day, where I made a terrible joke about someone stealing because they're a Donald Trump supporter. So, don't get political at work is essentially the moral of that. Take your gold. I know some of my close friends already know this, so I don't necessarily need to mention it, but I hate lowbrow comedy humor. Definitely not a fan of farting and burping and all of those kind of jokes. And his voice lines are just burps. I just don't find it funny. It kills me inside. You're welcome, son. Tell that one to your brothers and sisters. And don't get political at work. Me treasure, thank ye, me hearties. Take this reward. You've given me 8 ingots of gold. I'll give you this 1 gold that's carved like a puzzle piece. Okay, I'm trying to do all the ground stuff first before going to the flying. But I think we'll just use the flying as a pseudo shortcut. All right. We don't have the beak bomb yet. Yeah, we actually don't need... Oh, here it is. So we can just... Wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted. I like that in this game you just learn the moves by finding bottles. In the second game, the only way to get moves is to pay for them, which just kind of adds another step. You know that thing we talked about earlier about backtracking? You kind of get into that. Like, you find the move immediately, but you don't have the notes in the world, so you gotta go around the world, come back and get the move. Chances are, throughout the world, you found something that required the move, so you gotta go back. It's kind of just a back and forth. Let's go ahead and grab the notes before we get into this. There's a lot to do in this world. It's a good one. Is that another Mumbo skull I saw? No, okay. Kill a giant crab. You learn to fly for the first time. You help a pirate retrieve his gold. I was hoping this had a Mumbo skull in it, but... What's down there? Oh, it is a Mumbo skull. Good. Wait, please. There's a sandcastle we're going to be going into, and it's actually the menu for the cheats in this game. That's another thing. I mean, I'm, once again, just gushing about Banjo Kazooie, so please ignore me, but a lot of games, you know, cheats aren't really prevalent anymore, but a lot of games back in this time, you know, they were meant to kind of break the game and have a good time, which is fine. In this game, you actually find hidden throughout the hub world what we'll call, well, it's called Cheeto. It's a character who tells you cheats. You can then come and enter them in this world, and you will get unlimited red feathers, unlimited blue eggs, that kind of thing. Nothing too game-breaking, but it can help you win. You know, at least partially. Oh, okay. And it doesn't affect it. I mean, you can still 100% the game. Like, it's totally fine to use it. You don't need them. That's kind of the cool thing. You do lose a little bit of that fun that comes with breaking the game with like really crazy cheats. You just get kind of an unlimited supply of resources throughout the game, but yeah. I know I'm kind of losing my way here, but you plan on doing something, you get sidetracked, and then another thing is easier to do in the moment. It's kind of how 3D platformers go. Let me just take a break for a second and have... I mean, it's not really taking a break. Let me just get back to gushing for a second. The music in this game, it's got to be one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. I said the same thing yesterday about Bully. I stand by that, but I think Banjo Kazooie is probably, like, I'd put Bully in top 10. Banjo Kazooie is definitely top 3 probably. Or if you gave me the option to combine them, Kazooie and Tooie, into one game, top 3. With my experience in speedrunning Psychonauts, I've had a good time, but I feel like speedrunning an N64 game, it just seems killer. I mean, a lot of the mechanics that we've come to know and love have just been kind of shot to hell. What am I saying? Not shot to hell. A lot of the mechanics that we know and love were not perfected at this point in time. No idea why. Rare could have essentially just made anything they wanted with this game. So right there, we just put eggs into a bucket, which patched his leak. And as a reward for that, he empties all of the water out of like this, just, I don't know. He has the power to it's not really terraforming, but he can affect the water in this so drastically, but he can't fix the patch in his own bucket. Surely there's a way to get on top of that thing without having to. Oh yeah, you can make it, right? Up for the tree. Please, I just want to get the nodes, and I don't want to have to fly up to get them. Am I supposed to use the that pad, jump down and get on top? All right, camera, please work with me here. Hey, we did it. Nice. Here, one sec here, guys. I'm trying to buy a laptop right now, and I'm kind of. It's a long story. I shouldn't even get into it. Okay. So you got a room full of letters. Can you guess what to do? If I fail this, I feel like that's a sign I should never play this game again. It's not like I have it memorized. It's so easy. It's kind of cool that we got that follow from Luigi. We, oh, I'm losing my mind. I mean, I've been streaming for the 3 days, and we've gotten like a follower a day, but it was cool. We got it pretty immediately this time. There we go. The most followers I've ever gotten in a day was 14. Like I said, back about 5 years ago, I was doing it really consistently. It was a fun time. And it's kind of odd. It makes me wonder, you know, I mean, how, like, has streaming really come to the point where you can't gain an actual following unless you play the super top games on Twitch, you know, games that just come out, high competitive games such as League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, you know, whatever. Back then, I mean, I was like switching my game 3 or 4 times a stream. I guess I did play Luigi's Mansion and Super Mario Sunshine. I played them both twice because they're fun games. I think that a lot of people have nostalgia for them. Okay, I think we're getting pretty close to being done with this level already. Doesn't feel like we've actually come that far, but just make sure there's no. I guess that's where we're headed, right? Camera. Camera is a rude dude sometimes. As I was saying earlier, I think that, yeah, speed running, as fun as it is, speed running an N64 game just seems like it would be such a cancerous kind of thing. Which is kind of interesting that I say that, because Super Mario 64 is one of the most speedrun games, speedran of all time. It's constantly one of the most active. But just things like this, like trying to be precise when at any moment the camera might wig out on you. All right. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm going to fill my water. I'll be right back. All right. Oh. Get right back into it. Let's see. I think the flying things we still have to do. Okay, so there's notes in there. And then I think following that. So let's get the notes immediately, because I know I'll forget them otherwise. Kind of interesting. A lot since with what I was saying a little bit earlier, being that Mario 64 and in fact Ocarina of Time as well are games that are some of the most speedrun still today. They're very commonly speedrun games. It would be kind of interesting to stream them, because you're probably gonna get a lot of people. This is kind of almost a downside. You're probably gonna get a lot of people who are really good at the game and don't necessarily want to watch someone who's not great at it, but that's fine. They don't have to watch, really. Probably get a lot of people who would actually want to give advice, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we need to follow the island. Oh, but also this. Well, this it is then. We've got 8 notes left. I don't think the notes are up here. Maybe they are. Anything in any of these trees? Eggs, probably feathers. Jinjo, a goddamn Jinjo. Which led to a Jiggy. That works out. You can see that the tree's not actually attached to the mountain. It's all lies. Well, guess we just gotta go back to that flying pad. Oh, there's the next thing. That kind of works out. Can you actually just fly all the way up there instead of going through the thing? It looks like you can, and pretty easily too. This kind of soft ambient music reminds me a lot of it was close. Reminds me a lot of Stardew Valley and games like that. Like either at nighttime or you go to the beach, you get those just kind of nice soundtrack songs. Is that really necessary to have a loading screen there when you can just fly all the way up? Where's this one again? Perfect. Legs, it's not good. Hey, that's all the notes. Cool. And that, does that mean that the last, don't kill us. Don't kill us. Don't kill us. Don't kill us. It's kind of interesting that you can pull that off. It's like mid-slide, it seems, if you time it right. I really thought this had a flying pad on it. So I'm trying to get mentally a time estimate. If I could beat this game in 2 sittings, how much should I play each sitting? I don't even know how many worlds there are. I think of off the top of my head. Like I couldn't name them all. I could have sworn you got beak bombed by this point. And I'm a little worried that you are supposed to get it by this point. In fact, I'm almost certain you're supposed to get it by this point. And it's... if I have to come back because I don't have Beak Bomb, I'm very disappointed. We'll do one last run through. After running the gauntlet, making the full circle here. This should be the last Jiggy. You'll never find me now. All right. Was I correct? Yes. Oh, that's right. In this game, it actually keeps track per level totals. There's 10 per level. Okay. The question is, where is Beak Bomb? I know it's here. I'm so confident I've used it on this level. It's not this one, right? Because this is just how to use your feathers. So we can take to the skies, yada yada yada. Alright, so we gotta find the molehill. You know what? I don't think you learn it here. I think you learn it in Freezeezy Peak. I'm not sure why. I feel like I have a picture in my head of myself using it on this level. Because they would have no reason for you to learn it here. We've already gotten everything. Alright, we're just gonna head out the level the normal way. German Link Mika. Thanks for the follow, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Watch this high-level gameplay. That shouldn't have even hit. That should have been my my downfall. No? Okay. If the camera would just look. Okay, just jump on the camera. If the camera would please. I know I mentioned earlier that I'm not collecting Mumbo tokens because they're not technically part of the game's 100% completion. Same goes for Cheeto, cauldrons. You know, I'm gonna collect all the jiggies. I'm gonna collect all the notes. Similarly to what I did in SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom. I collected all of the spatulas. Except in that game, I didn't even bother collecting the socks because it's not worth it. It's just not. Alrighty. Let's see where we headed to next. I think you go down here. It's been a while. I probably last played through this game. I was living at my other house, so that would have been 6 years ago. And kind of interestingly enough, the reason I did it. Oh, this is not the right way. We are in the wrong area. And I didn't collect the honeycomb in the level. I don't remember where it is. We'll come back to it. I'm not worried about it right now. Yeah, I played through the game last about 6 years ago. And the reason I did it was because I was 100%ing Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. And, you know, it's a great game. I don't remember why you go in there. I should probably check. I was 100%ing Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and on Xbox 360 Live Arcade, you have to do that in order to. You have to beat Banjo Kazooie 100% to unlock everything. It's pretty cool. But I say that I'm not going to find the cauldrons, like I'm not going to bother. And the first thing I do is just run to a cauldron. I just don't remember where they are. Okay, next we're going to Clanker's Cavern, I believe, which is a kind of sad, but also very interesting level. Have fun, Half Sloth. Thanks for being here, sir. Talk to you later, homie. Okay. You're gonna miss out on some high-level gameplay, though. Just pre-warning. High-level gamer gameplay. Join me now and dump the bear. That little backpack, then I'll wear. Someone should make some kind of spin-off game. You know, it could be N64 modders, it could be anything. I just want a game where you can play as Gruntilda. But more, it also has to be more than just a skin pack. You know, I don't want to just replace Banjo's model with Gruntilda's. I want new physics, I want new moves, and I want the game to still be 100% completable. I want level designs. I want you to remake the game. Okay. Does that lead where I need to go? It must, right? I never remember. Clanker's Cavern, luckily, is actually one of the more linear levels again. I mean, it's open, just like Jolly Roger's Lagoon Bay was. But, just double check that there's nothing in here, right? There's nothing in this water that I'm supposed to be collecting. Mumbo tokens and whatnot. It's an open space, but you can see all of it. Oh, we're not even going to Clanker's Cavern. We're doing Bubblegoop Swamp. Okay, well that works for me. I think that's what you're supposed to do next. I honestly don't even know. I'm pretty sure Z should fill the whole thing. Okay, I just hadn't learned it yet. Apparently you have to learn it. Bubblegloop Swamp, which I actually like a little bit more than Clanker's Cavern. I gotta be honest. Despite the fact that it is actually the most linear level in the game. I guess, well, maybe it's not. You know, linear, you don't actually go in a straight line, but it's kind of like you're climbing a tree and there's branching paths. But the tree doesn't branch off a bunch. It's more like there's a line with 6 stems, and the stems don't branch off anymore, so it's really easy to get to. Where am I going? I have no clue how to get to Bubblegoop Swamp's entrance, to be honest. Is it not through that note door? We already went down there. That's Click Clock Wood. That's Jolly Roger's Lagoon. This is the cauldron, right? Or is this how you get there? Maybe you go in that pipe? I don't know. I don't remember. It's kind of interesting that you can even collect that without knowing the move. I'm an invulnerability feather. You don't have that move yet. Bottles will tell you more. We'll figure it out. I don't remember though. We haven't unlocked very much of the layer. I mean, this is it. We've come in through there, and this is it. Okay. Cauldron. Note door that we can go through, but I didn't think we were supposed to yet. Are you really supposed to get 180 notes in the first 2 worlds? I feel like you didn't have to do that. I thought there was one more world to get the 180, but maybe I'm crazy. We'll see. Maybe I'm sequence breaking. Okay, next note door. Getting way ahead of myself here, but it's only 260, so once again, if we collect all the notes on this, then that should be correct. I think we are headed the right direction. Yep, I think it's just up this hill. It is, okay. That leads to Click Clock Wood, or not this. Next room. Next room, I'm getting ahead of myself. Or maybe not. I know Click Clock Wood is back on that path if you stay straight. I just wanted to double check. So you get these boots. And this is... Oh, it's just Brentilda. I could have sworn there was a way to get Click Clock Wood from here. Whoops. Probably shouldn't Talon Shot everywhere, but it just feels right. Okay, I'm thinking I'll finish Bubblegoop Swamp and Gobi's Desert. I think that should be just enough and we'll be all done. And then we can finish the rest of it tomorrow. What are we learning for? Is it the boots? It's gotta be the boots, right? These are the wading boots. Chicken Legs wears them so you can safely wade through dangerous areas like the swamp for a limited time. I'll be honest, the one thing in this game, for comparison's sake, with other 3D platformers, the power-ups, like traditional power-ups you get after the initial ones, like after Mumbo's Mountain, are pretty basic. Shooting eggs, you know, that's fine. Shooting eggs, Talon Trot, those are good. The wading boots, the speed shoes, the invulnerability feathers, they all do the same thing. They all allow you to get from point A to point B with no damage. You know, they're most certainly nothing special. Yeah, you can turn them off early. I was gonna say. Just double check. Because I don't want to bother climbing all these things. Just have it not matter. Okay, there are invulnerability feathers here. Did I sequence break? Was I supposed to go to Clanker's Cavern first? I feel like I wasn't. I don't know. Okay, this is what I was talking about. So this is just a straight path. You go from start, and you can follow this path that direction. And it's got a couple of different branches. Like, this is it. This is the level. It's there, 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 and around. You know, it's super basic, but I think that's why I like it so much. The game did not like that. Once again, double check the poll. There is a Mumbo token. That's what I've been looking for. Come on. There we go. Very cool. First Jiggy. I guess it didn't really matter. I could have just thrown the leaf. It's whatever. Excuse me. If I die because of that, I'm gonna be a little bit sad. It's like Kazooie was stuck running and it wouldn't let me jump out because of it. We're not gonna die, but we're gonna take some damage. Ah! Oh, it's a little generous. It let us jump out. How's everyone doing today? You guys having a good time so far? I'm on my day 3 of work. Definitely nothing too bad. Work tomorrow, and then I'm going on like a 6-day off vacation, so that'll be nice. It's not like I need it. Doing all right. Are you excited to go to the convention, Tyler? Gotta love it. This is like the first instance of wave clear mechanics in 3D video games. Please. 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 It's a good thing they give you health every time. That was way too close. Gonna go to James today. I figured I shouldn't right before KCON. That's, yeah. That's a good idea. Don't, you know, over James yourself immediately. I actually had the same thought. I was thinking that I would go, try to go over tomorrow night. Like, it just crossed my mind. Sounded fun. But not a good idea. Since we're going to be spending so much time there. Alright, that's a bad start. It's a bad start. We got it, though. We've got to collect the note. There is no not collect. We'll come back for this stuff later. Oh, this is actually super generous. I didn't need to speed through this like I did. My controller's still a little bit jank. I'm using a GameStop Mad Catz type of wired Xbox 360 controller, and it's pretty awful still. Joystick hurts my thumb. It drifts. It's been drifting for a while now. I want to make the purchase of just getting an Xbox One controller that I can use on PC, but it's an expensive cost. Not something I want to drop the money on yet. Okay. Where have we come from so far? I think that's the... Yeah, this is the start of the level. We went that way already. We've now done that. We've got the alligator, crocodile, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it actually is, what I should say. I just don't know. Let's do the turtle next, because I try to save transformations for last, because once again, you need them to get the hub world trophies typically. That's why I was supposed to do this. Oh! It's the best voice clip of all time. It feels like a Wilhelm scream kind of voice clip, like something I swear I've heard before. I love that he gives you a jiggy for doing this, but then you go into his mouth to get another jiggy. You think they would just give you the second one, but... Level design. No, leave me alone. I guess we're doing it. I didn't even mean to start this. Pink, red, light blue. So cyan. I can't really turn the camera at all here. Pink. Red. Cyan. Go ahead, give me another one. I'm ready. Yellow, purple, yellow, red, blue, yellow, purple. Oh man. I don't think we should. I'm sticking with the idea of not, since I'm going to be spending so many days with you guys. Oh, I gotta keep track. Pink, blue, yellow, red, yellow, pink, red, pink, blue, oh, Every time the camera changes. Pink. Blue. Yellow. Red. Yellow? Or is it pink? Okay, and then pink. And then red. I think we did it. First try, super easy. Take this trinket I found earlier. Thanks, Tip Tup. This was Tip Tup's second appearance because his first appearance was in, as well as Banjo's, Donkey Kong? Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing was fun. A lot of good games there. The N64 days. Okay, I got everything else, I think. Quick double check. All these beautiful turtles. Did I already grab what I needed over there? Was there even anything? That's what I should say. Hooray! Come on, we made that. I know there's a honeycomb thing around here, and I think I'm just gonna go grab it because the idea of having to recollect all the notes is off-putting. Although, Tyler, I really want to watch the Babadook, and I feel like I think people are fine with scary games at KCON, but I don't think people are wanting scary movies. So Babadook. Taylor works tomorrow night. It's not like it would make much of a difference. No, I can't say Taylor's name. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a fun, scary, like a... I still want to find a way for us to play, whatever the game's called. The spook one. The one that's extra spooky. It's like a not Stranger Things. Life is Strange type game. Although I don't think Rachel, gotta stop dropping names, would appreciate us coming over to Hijacker Night and watch the Babadook. Too bad Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch isn't here. Although I'm still a little surprised he's even willing to watch that movie. I really know nothing about it. It feels like it couldn't actually be that scary, but maybe. Oh, man. See, I said this level is not necessarily linear, but if you're doing those crocodiles in the correct order, it's linear. There is a correct order to do stuff in. Okay. Oh, come on. And we'll come back here as the crocodile. I just have to not forget to do it. Okay. I guess we'll take them. I don't know what exactly we're supposed to grab down here, but... Doesn't look like much that we don't, we need to. If you kill me. If I kill me. Remember I said there's a correct order? This is not it. We're gonna go grab that before I forget. That's unfortunate. We're getting a little bit too close for comfort to dying. Banjo Kazooie, they took that dance out, which I have mixed feelings on. A, it's kind of cool, but B, when you're collecting 100 jiggies, maybe seeing it the 100th time is not so cool. Okay. We got the jiggy for that. Now the only real question, is there anything we need to collect over there that does not require us to be a crocodile? Like, what's up here? What's on the poles? Feathers. There's some notes. There are some notes. That's what we need to collect, and I'm glad that I checked. How many notes are we at? I can't check. My pause button doesn't work. So, rest in peace. Don't want to die. Alright, we'll get up here. Let's go grab those notes. Please. Please, for the love of God. I don't know what's up here. I don't think it's notes. Jinjo. Okay, we're still missing one Jinjo. I think he's in the maze. There's still a lot of notes that we're missing, but... Oh, I should be able to get him with the alligator. The thing is, right, that the alligator, I don't know, is still difficult, quote unquote. Or no, not the alligator, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Getting to the alligator, you have to run through this maze, which is not necessarily super difficult. Oh, thank God, though. Never mind. Forget everything I just said. They give you a nice hand here. Okay, no, this part's not actually that hard. It just felt like there was some risk. Specifically, there's a part where you have to race through, or race across this tiny bridge, please. I didn't see any notes there. I assumed they'd make them all visible. I feel like I'm actually trying to lean over and look over the wall, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Okay. Just one last pair here. We'll go ahead and try and get this done with. This is going to be mostly annoying due to the drifting joystick. Yeah, there it was. Oh, there it is. There's the drift. There it was. Please, 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 please. Oh, it put me in the wrong direction. I was going to say the game helped me out there. It did not help me out there. It did the opposite of that. Because it did give me an extra jump, which was nice. All right, now we're way too close. We're going to collect the notes first. And then we will go for that Jiggy. I do not want to lose the notes. Even if they're pretty easy to recollect. I don't want to take the time to do it. And now we are back at that 2 health. Joystick drift to Y. Sorry for the lack of speaking. I am focusing a little bit. Which I really don't need to. It's not that bad. One of my big purchases I want to make in the future is a really, really nice chair. That sounds nice. Please leave me alone. Okay, well. Just double check there's nothing on top of his skull, yeah. Please tell me I have enough Mumbo tokens. Please. Okay, we have plenty. Okay, honeycomb, and that's it. I screwed the jump up there. Okay, Mumbo. Fill me back to full health, please. He did not fill me back to full health, but that's okay. Got the crocodile, which means no more poison damage. Is there really nothing all the way in this corner? Feels like there should be. Alright, that number's starting to look manageable. Go faster, Cargo. Kind of interesting that when you're doing that, you don't get the water effect. You're not walking through water, technically. Okay, I think the last of the notes should be here and maybe inside the crocodile. Not 100% on that, but... like 2 Mumbo tokens around that pillar. Game, you shouldn't have. Camera, please. Okay. If I'm correct, I like that collecting the life seemed to make them happier despite their life or their health still being that low. Now we just pray that the last 5 notes are in the crocodile. So we're technically not in the clear until we've gotten all 100. Once we've gotten all 100. Oh! 1, 2. Oh, in each nostril. Ah, yeah. All right. I feel much better about this now. Nothing to worry about. Now if I die, it's whatever. All right, this race is a little hard. Play my game to win a prize. Oh, I took way too long on that. This first stage is not usually too difficult. The second one can be a little iffy. Oh, he's beating me. You just gotta cut him off. This is way too close. There we go. Just cut him off. It's the only way. I was gonna say, there's no way he can win, right? And then he started coming back a little bit. Pretty sure if you fail that, he damages you. And it will kill you. And it's not a fun time. Okay. Oh, there's 3 rounds. I totally forgot there's 3 rounds. The third round, you have to, it'll switch between collecting the red ones and the yellow ones. The game's pretty generous with you stealing them, it seems like. Oh, come on. I spoke too soon. Cool. We did it. Okay. Last try. Fingers crossed. Switch? Okay. Not very fair. Oh, luckily his auto-pathing there kinda killed him. Not his fault. Jesus Christ. And then I'm pretty sure you can play him again. Same exact game, but even harder. And if you win, he gives you a life? I didn't see how many jiggies that was, but it wasn't all 10. That's a little worrying. Oh, the last jiggy is which means I have to transform, unfortunately. It's the bridge. So I've got to do the bridge, and then I've got to come back and turn to the crocodile. And then that should be it. Oh, please. Not what I want. Tyler, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I'm going to start practicing working with Unity. So that'll be pretty cool. Specifically, there's this course. It's got like 33 hours of lectures that I want to take. Normally it's a $200 course. I've been seeing it on sale for $20. And the reason I want to take this course specifically is it teaches you how to code in C#, which is Unity's main coding form. Fingers crossed, please, please, please. I think that's gonna be it for us. Unfortunate. Couldn't have no deaths, but you know, my fault. It's just the drift. I usually don't have any issues. Your best note score is now 100. Now I can go recollect all the notes and jiggies. I had no idea that was possible. It cheated me, let's be honest. I got super cheated there. I got 2 hits. I didn't even collect the other shoes. I'm autopiloting. I think for the narrow bridge, what I need to do is make the camera face the opposite direction so that I cross going right, because the controller joystick drifts to the left. So if we can just kind of keep it like this, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to be possible. What? I am an idiot. Spoke too soon. Okay, we essentially get one more attempt at that. I could go grab honeycomb boxes, but it's so close that it doesn't make a difference. I'll grab this one though. Okay. Maybe I should Talon Trot there. That might actually make the difference because you have a little more control. Unity's fun. I've only worked in it for a couple of minutes. Most of the stuff I've done is in Game Maker. And, you know, while I enjoyed it, I think it's a bad habit. I think making it easy on yourself. It's funny how you don't think how Banjo has bad music until you listen to it in the background. It's good. It's good all the way through. 100%. I think using Game Maker from the beginning, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage because I'm wasting time learning a system that is technically obsolete. Alright, we're just gonna... Should've done that the first time. God damn it. And that's all of them. Yeah, no, this is good. It's all good. You're just a hater. You don't know good music. You don't have any class or taste. Let's see. I think it's close enough to the 2-hour range. I'm probably gonna call it. My neck is really starting to kill me. So I'm gonna leave this level And we'll probably end the stream from there. We gained 2 new followers today, which is super cool. Kind of out of the blue, too. And we had the one guy who joined for a little bit and was like, who the fuck are you? You know, fair enough. Who am I? Ugh. In which case, we're pretty much all set. I mean, I'll probably still stream the next 2 days. That'll be 5 days in a row. We've made a lot of progress in terms of actually streaming daily. Hopefully we'll beat Banjo Kazooie by then, and then we'll kind of decide. I didn't do the thing with the alligator. That'll have to be the next thing we do. In fact, let's just save state. And that way, when we come back, we can just load straight there and go back into the level instead of having to go through the hub first, which is just kind of inconvenient. But thanks for being here, Tyler, and you know, Jimmy and everyone who joined. Got 2 new followers. Super happy about that. Technically, I got 3 new followers. A guy named Grim Donuts followed me 5 hours ago. It was before I started streaming today. I don't know if it was from one of the highlights. I don't know if it was... I just submitted a new run for Psychonauts to get my new best time up. But either way, thanks again for joining. Stay birdie. Have a good day.